Well, a very good evening from Phuket, and as you can see from behind me, we are in Kata. It is Tuesday the 27th of August, and I thought I'd come down because I've received a lot of comments both on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook group regarding this area. Because of the two videos that I did, I felt that I needed to come down to reassure people once again that this area is perfectly safe if you are visiting in the next few days or weeks. I know there's a lot of people concerned about this particular hotel because at the end of the road here is where the corner has collapsed, and we're going to take a look at that. But we're also going to have a look around the whole of Kata's area so that you can see that there is no flooding or any lying water in this area. Now, I would like to mention that it has actually been raining all day today, very heavy indeed. In fact, I went over to Phuket town to have a look at the flood system over there because I know Phuket town can be prone to flooding when we have a lot of rain, and unfortunately they have given a weather warning out for the next few days here in Phuket to expect some heavy rain to torrential rain with high winds, and I think today we have had quite a bit of that, and maybe over the next 2 days we're going to see some more. But as you can see, this area here, there is no floodwaters. So this is an area that was flooded on the 23rd of August. So let's go and have a look down this road first, because this runs right next to the Beyond Kata, and I know there are a few people that are very concerned about staying in this hotel and knowing whether it's safe. And as you can see, the hotel is open as usual, and you can see the area of the shops. There's people walking around, there's people dining, all the shops are open. So if you're worrying about are the facilities open, yes they are. Let's just go down here now. Now, I did have somebody comment on my first video that I did on this area saying that I was making light of a very bad situation. Now actually I wasn't, but what I don't do is dramatise the situation. Now, of course, the landslide that took place here on the 23rd of August, now that was extremely bad, and I'm not making light of that at all, because 13 people lost their lives. So that was devastating for this area. It looks like in the latest reports in the media there were some contributing factors that caused that landslide. It wasn't just due to heavy rain. It seems to be, and I'm no expert on this, but there was a lot of rubble, large concrete pieces, cement pieces that had been dumped at the top of the hill where the big Buddha is, and that contributed to the landslide. Now, the investigation's still underway, so we don't know exactly what the end of that is going to be, but it does look like that it wasn't just purely the rain. Now, obviously this road was flooded, and there were some quite shocking images of this road and the end where it's collapsed going around on social media. Now, I think, again, this is my personal opinion, due to the landslide and the amount of mud, because it wasn't a landslide, it was a mudslide, obviously the storm drains got overloaded with mud, started to clog them up, and the flood waters had nowhere to go because the storm drains come out here. And obviously with all that mud in the system, it became very difficult for the rain to get past it, and it just built up, and that may have contributed to what happened in this area. Now, it is just this area, and you can see yourselves the businesses here are still open. They're not closed. The hotel right next door, you can see lights on in different rooms, so there's people staying in there. So this area is perfectly safe, and already I can see that they have started making repairs on the road. Now, obviously, this isn't going to happen overnight. I realise that, and people have to understand it, but you can still access the beach. There's no issue regarding the beach, but obviously repairs have got to be made on the corner of this road as quickly as possible. It may take maybe a week, a couple of weeks, I'm not quite sure, because again, I'm no expert on this sort of environment, but I can assure people that this area is perfectly safe. The hotel is open for business as normal, and there's nothing to worry about. And you can see the road After a full day, or virtually a full days of raining, there is no water on the road, as in flood waters. There's a few puddles here and there, but that's it. So hopefully this is going to put some minds at rest if you're staying at the Beyond Kata, because I realise that should you cancel your holiday because you've seen some scary images online, and a lot of content creators, whatever you want to call them, have posted some quite dramatic shots, videos over the last few days of this area, and they've exaggerated somewhat, to say the least, saying there was looting going on, which is absolute rubbish. None of this took place. Yes, there were floodwaters, and at one point it was very bad, but what we're talking about is 4 o'clock in the morning on the 23rd of August. By the time I'd come over to Kata, because I didn't hear about this until 8:30 the following morning, when I woke up and saw it on social media, and thought I'd come over and see what exactly was going on here, because it looked very bad indeed. By 11 o'clock when I got here, most of it had dissipated and gone, as you saw on the two videos that I've done, both on the end of this road and obviously the mudslide. Now the mudslide, there's still a lot of clearing up, there's still a lot of work going on and investigations and everything, and that's not going to be a 5-minute thing. But this area is nowhere near here, okay? So it doesn't impact on the tourist areas, it has no effect. And in fact, I've already driven down that road tonight, and you wouldn't even know from looking at the road where the mud slid across, there was a mudslide. They've cleared it all away and done as much repairs as they can to the main road, because that is the Patak Road, which is the main road that runs through the back of Kata, not through right through the middle of Kata, but at the back of Kata, and goes into Karon. So again, you can see Beyond Kata behind me is open for business as normal. So if you're staying there, you've got nothing to worry about, because the hotel is perfectly safe. I know people are panicking, and I totally understand that. But if you're going to cancel your holiday at the last minute, I'm sure you're not going to get a refund on it. You're going to lose a lot of money. And honestly, take a look at the area. You're cancelling it for what? Again, I will repeat, we've had a lot of rain today. Most of the day it's been raining, and they have said for the next couple of days we are going to see more rain. But you can see yourselves, the roads are, there's no floodwaters there. It's not like flooded out. People are walking around, you can see in front of me, there's people standing at the exchange booth there, changing money. There's taxis over there on the corner, waiting for customers. There's a restaurant over there, we've got pretty well full. Now all this area was affected, so hopefully that's put your minds at rest. Now obviously people are going to say, well, what about if it rains again? Well, it's already rained all day, and you can see that there's nothing there. Now I can't guarantee obviously the weather, I'm not a weather expert, and the weather is the weather at the end of the day. There's no guarantees no matter where you stay as regards flooding. Flooding can happen. Will it happen again? I honestly don't know. I doubt it, but I can't be 100% on that. It may happen, it may not. It's one of those things that you have to sort of accept. If you're coming here to Phuket in the rainy season, you will see some amount of rain. How much is impossible to predict. But let's now take a look at the nightlife around here, so that you can see that I'm being honest when I say that the tourist area has not been impacted that much. So what I intend to do on this evening's video is show you a few different spots around Kata. Now we're going to be both walking and on the bike. That allows us to cover a larger area. And at the moment we're starting in the southern part of Kata, and we're right opposite the Beyond Kata resort, as you've seen, and this market area is just up from that resort area, and this is a great place to come in the evening. You can see yourself, it's open, there's people in there enjoying the food, the evening meal. They're also having a walk around the shops. There's a good choice in there. I have eaten in this market area myself. It has been a few years ago, but the prices are very favourable for Kata, so you might want to pop in there and check out, see what's on offer. But you can see yourself, it's all open, it's not flooded, there's people in there enjoying themselves. And we're going to make our way a little way on foot along what is Kata Road. And while I'm talking about this area, I just want to mention Kata Noi quickly, because I haven't mentioned it on the 2 previous videos. Now, Kata Noi has not been affected by the events that took place on the 23rd of August. So if you are staying in Kata Noi, then please be assured that there is nothing in that area that will affect your stay. You can see in front another seafood restaurant. Actually, why I was filming this, Nat was looking on the menu and she actually mentioned to me that she thought the prices were very reasonable. So I may have to come back and check out this restaurant, because I haven't eaten at this particular one, but it does look like they've got a great choice of seafood. So as I mentioned, if you are staying in Kata Noi, you're going to be able to come into this part of Kata, walk around, enjoy the shops, restaurants and other facilities, no problem at all. Let's now jump on the bike and take a ride along Kata Road until we get to the area near Kata Sentosa, and then we can see what's going on around there. We are now outside the Sentosa in Kata, and as you can see, Sentosa open for business as normal. Now this whole area was flooded, and if you remember on my original video, I rode my bike down here, and just down here there was a lot of flood water that wasn't that bad, but the drains were overflowing. As you can see, there is nothing at all now. Restaurant opposite the Sentosa, you can see yourselves, there's people in there, there's eating. All the businesses along here have cleaned up, made repairs and are now open for business as usual. So again, if you are staying at the Sentosa Kata, then you have nothing to worry about staying in this area. Massage shop just here, all the bar section on the corner here is all open, all the shops and everything, business as normal. Lady there waving, sorry cab, massage shop. So she would have been affected by the flood waters, but you can see now it's all gone. Back on the bike, travelling again along Kata Road, heading towards Karon, and as you can see, this road holds a lot of different businesses, and I'm sure if you stay in this area or in Karon, you will visit this road at some point. On the right hand side, just coming up, is the Ibis Hotel, and as you can see, they've now got a small market area, so I may have to come over and do a separate video on that area because I haven't covered that before, and that's something that I think is new. We're now heading towards the northern end of Kata, and the reason why I'm taking you in this direction is because towards the northern end there is Soy Spiderman, which holds a lot of Kata's nightlife. There's lots of restaurants around there, bars, etc. to enjoy the evening. Okay, so I'm a little bit further along Kata Road. This area behind me is actually the night walking market. You can see yourselves, it's all open. Coffee club, the other side of the road, Burger King open, all the shops around here, all the businesses open as normal. So rather than riding the bike any further, I thought we'd have a wander down this section of the Kata Road, because there's a lot of businesses down here. There's also a small market area to explore, as you will see as we walk down. We are heading towards Sai Spider-Man, which is one of the entertainment complexes, for a better word, that you will find here in Kata. Now, I did ride the bike around the whole of Kata to make sure that there were no more isolated areas that was either still suffering from the events that took place on the 23rd of August, or indeed the heavy rainfall that we had today. And I'm glad to say there wasn't. The only one other area that I will mention, and this isn't to be concerned about, is Koh Tanad Road, if I've pronounced that right. Now, on the 23rd of August, that area, the one end towards the Patak main road, did have some flooding there, and some businesses did suffer. Now, I didn't cover that area on my other two videos because, again, Kata's quite a large area and I was covering the main part, but I have taken a look at that area several times since the filming of those original videos, and I'm glad to say that area is now clear and is okay and is not being affected by the heavy rainfall that we saw earlier today. So please have a little bit of peace of mind and assurance that if you are coming to the Kata or indeed Karon area, that most of the areas now are not affected by the flooding that took place on the 23rd. The only area left that is still having some after effects is, of course, the area of the landslide, and that's going to take some time to clear that area because there's a big investigation. But the rest of the Kata area is now clear. Okay, welcome to Sai Spider-Man, and obviously that's why it's called the Sai Spider-Man. So you're going to be able to find lots of nighttime entertainment here on this particular Sai. Lots of pubs, otherwise known as bars, or restaurants where you're going to be able to have some food. If you're coming with the family or the girlfriend, wife, whatever the case may be, there are working girls in this area, but they aren't going to pester you if they can see you with somebody or you're with your family. If you are a single solo traveller and you're looking for some companionship, then this is a great place to come and have some fun with. You can soak in the atmosphere at one of the many bars, take a game of pool, snooker, whatever the case may be. There's plenty to pick from down here, and you're going to be able to have a great evening out. Now, there has been some people that have asked me about other parts of Phuket, and the reason why I haven't mentioned any other parts apart from Kata and Karon is because there's no other parts being directly affected by the heavy rains that took place on the 23rd of August. So if you're worried about places like Kamalar, Bantau, Patong, don't be, because they haven't been affected either. So there's nothing to worry about. So I hope you've enjoyed this look around Kata in the evening time. It's about 8:30 now in the evening and reasonably busy as well. So if you're coming out here in the next few days or weeks, you can be reassured that everything is open as usual. And if you've enjoyed the video, then take a look at my next one. I'll speak to you soon.